Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2022 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the Bridge and the Gap spread. And the way it works is I'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the Bridge and the Gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows, which is the equivalent of the Page of Swords, and the Ten of Coins, so Ten of Pentacles energy. So I feel like this is the same for a lot of you. You might have seen a lot of potential within the connection with this person. That's what that Ten of Coins represents to me. But with the Princess of Arrows, I feel like for some of you might have been nervous around communicating that to this person, or possibly even just communicating with them in general. So it could have just been one of those things where, you might have seen that potential, but you just might have gotten a bit flustered, nervous when it actually came to communicating with them. We see those butterflies there, and if we think about that old term, butterflies in the stomach, that's what comes to mind with that. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. It looks like you definitely at the very least saw potential. Whether or not you communicated that to them could be about 50-50. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Queen of Wands, Aries energy, and the Eight of Chalices, Pisces energy. So interestingly enough, seeing these two energies here, I feel like for some of you, they might have been the ones who were making the advances. Now I say it's interesting because it looks like you definitely saw the potential with this person, but with that Eight of Cups energy, feels like they might have been rejected by you. So, or at the very least, they might have felt like you weren't necessarily reciprocating, right? So if it's just as simple as they were more communicative and open around how they were feeling toward you than you were with them, that could have been one of those situations where they might have viewed that as you were rejecting them, whereas the energy doesn't seem to support that at all. You know what I mean? So it could just have been how they viewed it, not necessarily how it was. So that's what I'm seeing with that. All right. Present position on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So this is actually a Cancer energy here, and usually for me this represents a celebratory energy, usually reconnecting with either friends you've known for a long time, possibly even siblings or just family members in general. So this definitely looks like a light celebratory energy. Now if this is the energy you're bringing to the connection, it could just be saying that again. I feel like you still have that optimism toward the connection, right? But the only thing that I do wonder is if you're telling everyone but this person that's how you feel, right? Could be one of those situations where you're telling, oh, I met this great person and things are going well, right? But for whatever reason, when it comes to actually communicating to them, you might not be as open around that. So that's what I see for some of you, not all, but that's what I see with that. Present energy on their side, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, and the Seven of Chalices, Scorpio energy. So yeah, with these two things, again, I feel like there's a disconnect, maybe just with your love languages, so maybe you're both in it in a way, but at the same time, they might feel like their efforts toward you might confuse them, because they might keep coming forward with these types of efforts, like we saw Eight of Chalices in the past, which is a Cups energy. Now we see a Pentacles energy, but to me that represents them putting in that work and making an effort, but they might feel like, okay, is Cancer on the same page with me or what? So it definitely looks like there's some communication there. And funny, as I'm saying this makes me think of the fact that the time I'm recording this, we still have the Venus retrograde in your opposite sign, which is the house of relationships, and then also the Mercury retrograde recently started, and that's going to be moving into Capricorn as well, which is your opposite sign. So could just be as simple as that. Maybe this is some retrograde confusion that's coming up to the surface for you guys, but yeah, that's what I see there. And future energy on your side, we have Contemplation. So this is the equivalent of the Virgo card, or excuse me, the Hermit card, which is the Virgo energy. So seeing this here, the more I'm seeing this, the more I feel like you guys might actually just really hesitate to truly express to them how much you do feel for them. And that could be causing, obviously, as we could see, some confusion for them. because again, we see the back turn now this time, right? But it looks like he's painting something. So to me, that represents okay, especially for you guys, given that Virgo's your third house communication, that the feelings are there, right? But actually expressing them to this person could be a bit of a stumbling block for you guys. All right. And future energy on their side, we have the Four of Swords, Libra energy, and the Emperor, Aries energy. So we see Aries energy twice. And that's actually a perfect example of what it could be, right? You guys are Cancer energy, and then you could be dealing with someone who's more of a fire energy. So there's a bit of a disconnect there between how you guys might express yourselves. So for them, they could be a lot more quick and expressive, whereas you guys can feel deeply, but actually expressing it might be a bit more of an issue for you. So it could just be one of those things where you're just getting some mixed signals there, where I feel like there could be genuine feelings on both sides, but there could just be some crossed wires as far as actually communicating those feelings with each other. But yeah, with that Four of Swords, the good thing there is it looks like there is a bit of a healing. And for some of you, with the Emperor showing up beneath that, it could even just be saying that maybe they're doing a bit of healing around that, right? Maybe coming to the realization that, okay, maybe I'm just moving a little bit too fast compared to this person, right? Maybe I'm taking things a little bit too personally when it's not meant to be taken personally. So it could just be one of those things where they could be checking themselves. But what does stand out to me is if we have that card in the front, we see both of their backs turned to each other. So yeah, for some of you, there could definitely be a brief separation. And the good thing is, though, if that is the case with the Four Swords there, I do see a healing process taking place. So if there is some kind of separation for the majority of you, I feel like it'd be more of a temporary thing, where you guys kind of both go to your opposite corners and then come back together somewhere down the line. Like I said, all the retrograde energies that we have going on doesn't surprise me in that regard. So probably by next month's readings, things should look a little bit more clear. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Nine of Staves. So yeah, it could just be saying that you might just be feeling guarded in general, possibly because you've gone through disappointment of your own in the past. I don't even necessarily feel like this would be related to this person directly, but that could be part of what it is, right? Or again, maybe just their approach, right? All the fire energy, maybe that's a bit much for you. So the feelings might be genuine, but you might be like, all right, yeah, but this person's approach is less than ideal. So it could just be one of those things. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Tower. So yeah, for the majority of you, I feel like that could be pointing to that split energy that I was talking about there, where you guys have your backs to each other. So don't get me wrong, especially if you look at the intensity of the artwork in this card, it doesn't look like it would be a pleasant experience, but I really just get the feeling for the majority of you this would be more of a temporary thing, maybe it's even one of those things where you might be on cloud nine within the connection, and then you have that first big fight, right? And it might seem like the end of the world, one of those situations. So I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. But for the majority of you, I feel like this is more of a temporary thing. And like I said, it could just be as simple as the retrogrades playing out for you guys. But let's see what we get first from the Aqua Moonlight Oracle. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and I'm actually going to be looking for jumpers first, but we're going to be looking for unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. And if nothing comes up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull a card for each side. So let's see what we get. All right, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and that doesn't want to go back. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have surrender. I can't be apart from you much longer. So yeah, if anything, that proves to me what I was feeling, which, like I said, for the majority of you, I feel like, yes, there could be some kind of a separation, but I feel like for the majority of you, it will be temporary. And let's see, on their side, we have pressure. It says, I have so much going on in my life, and I'm struggling to juggle it all at once. So interesting. And also seeing that makes me think of that tower moment. Could just be saying that could just be something in general that they might be going through in their lives that might not even be directly related to the connection. But then that could also explain why there could be some of that healing energy there with the Four Swords. So yeah, obviously if they do have a tower moment directly related to you, it'd be hard not to take that personally, but definitely if that seems to impact them in another area of life and they might seem to withdraw for a bit, I would say try not to take that personally because it's probably just some other things they have going on. But yeah, let's see what the Wisdom of the Oracle deck adds to the mix. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck, so let's see what we got. Okay, we have Fork in the Road. There's the artwork, and the number is 13. So let's see what that has to say. Okay, it says, time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to the obligation to make a necessary choice. The Oracle's message, every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid disjunction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So yeah, interesting message there, and I could even feel like that might be a message that might resonate more for those of you if you resonated with the energy on the right more as the energy than the left, given the oracle card that came up there, but hopefully that resonated either way. And the relationship message says you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Will you choose to open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there because like I said, it looks like there could be some bumpy energies, but for the majority, I did get the feeling that it would be more of a temporary thing and maybe that communication could be exactly what helps clear the path for you guys in that regard. So hope that resonated. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.